Hey guys, Icy Hot Jacob Scott here. Now, I would like to say before I get started, what the fuck was Money in the Bank? Anyway, now I just want to get that out of the way because it looks like we have 7 matches of WKW and 7 matches of WDW, even Steven to mix it up. I'm tired, but here we go. In 1, 2, 3. So WKW kicked off its first match with Happy Cole. He's in the opener. Don't know if he should be too happy about that. Taking on Grim Wolf, the former Wolfpack champion, back when WDW was just a developmental brand. Anyway, this was admittedly a pretty good fight, even though Grim Wolf has been kinda dominating as of late. But Happy Cole was able to put a little bit of a stop to that, even doing his own version of the super kick German suplex combo. And you want to know something? That was what won the match for Happy Cole. It wasn't the brainbuster. It wasn't the last shot knee strike to the back of the head. And it sure as hell wasn't the Panama Sunrise. No. It was a super kick German suplex hold that got Happy Cole a much needed victory over a guy like Grim Wolf. Which I gotta say, hey, that's even better. So the second match that happened on there was Shelton Benjamin taking on Davey Supreme, who I'm going to be a first to admit I don't believe we've seen in a while. Ever since that Elimination Wolf Chamber match, we have not seen Davey Supreme. He's back though, and Shelton's trying his best to make sure Supreme gets put up on the shelf again. Well, Shelton actually had a pretty close call by hitting a sudden pay dirt out of nowhere. Doesn't have the same ring to it as RKO out of nowhere. I'll keep trying. Anyway, hits a pay dirt out of nowhere, but right when he was going to go for another one, David Supreme stunned him, got on the outside, rolled through, so he completely missed a move right there, but sudden hit that jumping, I guess you can say, combination of a bulldog and facebuster? I don't know. Whatever it is, he calls it the Supreme Victory, and that is what did the match end for Shelton Benjamin. Davey Supreme has made a return, and he has gotten a win. That's good. Third match that happened is another match in the Akira Tazawa versus Jay Porter one-upsmanship saga. And this was actually a really, really good match. And there weren't even any weapons involved, so Akira didn't have to worry about getting his face bashed into a chair like last time. And that was a pretty brutal spot, if I recall. But on to this match. This was just some pretty good, clean fighting. And right, I do remember there was a pretty brutal part where Akira was going up for his drop zone sentons, but he got right almost impaled on the knees of Porter. I think Porter was able to hit a portable kick, and he almost went for the portable driver, but Akira said, no, I'm going to hit you with the move that's gotten me many victories while I was in the indie circuit, the bridging German suplex. A simple move, but that's what got Akira the victory. And a fourth match that happened was an Extreme Rules match. Wow, we've been having quite a bit of those on WKW lately, I'm going to admit that. And it was between Tyler Bate going one-on-one with Shattuck. I don't recall if Shattuck's ever been in an Extreme Rules match before. We can all confirm Tyler Bate, big strong boy from England, has. Now, there's a spot I want to talk to you about that I don't think went the way it should have. It still looks pretty good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it went the way it could have. So Shattuck was going to give Tyler Bate a powerbomb through the Japanese oak table. Yes, I'm going to say it right now. The table never broke, so I'm labeling it Japanese oak. It rhymes. Poetry. He went to go for it, but the table suddenly jutted out to the east, which meant that Shattuck powerbombed Tyler Bate into the corner of the table. Might want to check his head. It might have hit. But the table did not break. Japanese oak. Gotta love it. And right at the very end, Tyler Bate was still looking to do a little Tyler Driver 97 onto the table, but Shattuck was able to counter and immediately hit his Shadow Switch for the victory. That's a pretty good look on you, Shattuck. You were able to just get out safely. Enjoy it. Now, before the fifth match, I want to talk to you about what happened at the very start of the show, where Kyle Noble is furious that Cyrus dropped out and replaced him with Sky, saying that Sky's not ready. Sky came out and, saying, hey, no, that's not true. I've been earning this all my life. I've even took 10 months off after that brutal assault from Marcus Crow. And then Noble said, well, see, this isn't what Wolfie would do. And that just flew both of them into a rage-filled overdrive promo that culminated with Kyle Noble said, okay, you know what? You take Kyle Noble and Bobby Fish. I'm going to get number 1 and number 2. We're going to meet in the ring tonight. 6-man tag man action. And, well, now we're on to that match. This match. I'm sorry. That match was great. So what happened was that Kyle Noble decided not to use teamwork, the thing that Wolf has taught Sky the lesson about, despite the fact that Sky's never been in an actual functioning tag team. So he's starting to learn about teamwork, you can say. Why not start with an established team, Red Dragon? Now, this just meant that Noble and Sky were doing a full-on scrap one-on-one, and Noble took out Kyle O'Reilly off the apron to the floor, and then Sky was able to toss Noble to the outside, but Noble grabbed him, pulled him through, hit a DDT on the apron, but then Sky pretty much played the sly fox and let himself take a beating for a moment. Then when the referee got to 8, he ducked under Noble's punch, hit him with a big hip toss suplex, slid back into the ring. Match was done. The Vigilantes, even though it was by countout, they actually lost a match for once by countout, which meant Sky, Kyle Noble, and Bobby Fish were laughing their asses off to the back, while number 1 and number 2 are both miffed that Noble decided to forego teamwork, and are wondering are they still going to get paid, seeing how they never even set foot in the match itself. Wow. That was a pretty awesome match. Not much happened, but it was awesome. It was a comedy match. Okay, now on to some more serious shit. What was supposed to be the 6th match was the Wolfgate Tag Team Champions, MCon and Diamond Knight, the Amazing Diamonds, against the Ravagers, the Jackal, Jonah Barnett, and Sterling Syndicate. But while the Amazing Diamonds are making their entrance, the Ravagers came out. Barnett pointed at Syndicate and pretty much told him destroy them. So the Syndicate ran out, tried to do a 1-on-2 attack. That momentarily worked. And then Diamond Knight got up, had enough of that shit, and just dropped both of them at the same time with his tag title. And then he took a mic and angrily demanded that the Ravagers face the Amazing Diamonds in the ring next week for the Wolfgate tag titles. I'm starting to wonder, could the Ravagers actually win those titles? We'll find out next week. Because, well, if they can't do it, there's got to be some team that could. I just don't know who. But that brings us to the final matchup of the WKW side. Terry Terror going up against AJ King of the Mob. Now, right at the very beginning of the match, though, MCon, who's now equally pissed off, decided to attack AJ King during his entrance. And this match, even though it was a Terry Terror match, fun fact, Terror was actually cheered in this match. That, I will admit, I did not expect. Like, did he and Jeff Stefan make a sudden face turn out of nowhere that I'm not aware of? Well, anyway, there's a rather scary spot where King was able to put Terry Terror on his back, and he almost crucifix powerbombed him to the floor, which I'm certain would have been an actual on-screen death. We would have had to have scrapped this match, shut down the show, and probably pretended that whole episode never existed if it did. But it didn't. Now, there was a really cool moment, though, where AJ King was able to actually hit a super senton from the top. That's over 300 pounds. You really shouldn't be doing that. He does it, but then Terra gets up like it's nothing. He blocks the little Uranagi attempt, gets AJ King into a single leg Boston Crab, and King actually tapped out. Terry Terror won your match via submission. Okay, now let's go over to the WDW side for a change. So the first match was Momoa from Samoa taking on the Soldier Maximus, former LOA Wolf Tag Team Champion, alongside Billy Blanchard. Now, this was actually a pretty good match between the two big men. There's even a little funny spot where Maximus got stunned, was put on the ropes, kneeling in front of Momoa, and Momoa just flat out just smacked him around the ass. I'm sure that was just a little thing to fluster the Maximus, but that didn't really go so well. Maximus just booted his head right in as a little, hey, what the fuck was that kind of punishment thing. Now, right at the very end, though, Momoa was able to hit his Momoa knows all tour of the islands like driver, and, well, that's just how it goes. Sometimes you get a little smack, and you're going to end up hitting the finishing move. That's just the way it goes, and I think Momoa might be on a little winning streak now. Cool. So the second match that happened on WDW, that was a cruiserweight action between Cassidy and Taven. Now, neither of these guys wanted to give up. I'm fairly certain they faced before, so Cassidy's trying to avenge that loss to get momentum back on track for his match with Billy Huggins in about a week's time. Now, they just would not, could not, should not give up. This is pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. Neither one would stay down no matter how many stunners, how many black card splashes, how many pile drivers were given, but all good things had to come to the end eventually, where Cassidy hit the black card driver on Taven to get his momentum back. The third match was Psychosis of what remains of the Lucha Liberation, taking on everyone's favorite German wrestler, Tim Case. Now, I don't think Psychosis ever dealt with a man like Tim Case beforehand, even though it did take Case quite a while to get the victory over Psychosis. He decided to adapt to a few new styles, including doing a fucking double rotation moonsault. I mean, sure, it hit knees, but if that landed, that would have easily been pretty much spot of the season. But that did not hit. It hit knees. But there was another cool moment, though, where Tim Case just tied up Psychosis' legs together, grabbed him, fucking deadlifts him, clean and jerk style, and then just drops him. He could have ended the match right then and there, but a bridging dragon suplex was all it took for Tim Case to get the victory over the psychotic Lucha member. And you gotta wonder, this only has to increase Case's champion of success. Now the fourth match, I'm a little scared to talk about this one. This was a Falls Count Anywhere match. Dylan Casey taking on Tully. Now, here's the thing, what Tully didn't seem to consider. Dylan Casey's mind just completely fucking snapped. You are now in his kill zone, and I think we're gonna have to lock this guy up. Fuck. Because, I mean, I don't think Tully even got a little bit of offense in. It was just a massive beatdown done by Dylan Casey. Which brutal spots include, and not limited to, a sledgehammer to the back of the head, 3 unprotected baseball bat shots to the forehead, one of them even sending him into the English announce table. That's another forehead hit. Dropping him with the double drop kick and a DDT on the outside to make him bleed. And then finally putting him on the Spanish announce desk and dropping him with a pump handle driver for a victory. He says the kill streak starts. I say put this bastard in a straitjacket for all I care. Now, the fifth match that happened, let's talk about a good match. Shawn Martin, your current reigning Platinum Champion, taking on Kevin Alpha. Wait, no, he's not the Platinum Champion. He's the current reigning King of the Wolves Champion, Jacob. The Platinum Champion comes later. Yeah, current reigning King of the Wolves Champion going up against Kevin Alpha. And this was actually a pretty good match. And I will admit, the referee almost got owned. Almost. By a errant dropkick by Shawn Martin. Now, right at the end, that's the spot where I really want to talk about. Martin and Alpha are fighting on the outside, and Alpha dropped Martin pretty damn hard. And then Alpha rolled into the match, and we thought, oh great, Kevin Alpha's going to bastardize his way to a victory again, this time by a countout. Shawn Martin rolls in at 9 99/100ths, so he just barely beats the referee's count, dodges a finisher attempt, and he hits him with the beautiful makeover for the one. No, he doesn't even do that. All he simply does is knock Alpha down and hits a beautiful splash on him for the 1, 2, 3. Shawn Martin has got momentum for his match against Isaac Mystery at WolfMania. And a final match, no, 6 match that happened. There are 7 matches here. Gavin Watkins taking on. Wait, hold on. Really? I thought he was suspended. Did his suspension come back? He's back. He's here. It's fucking Sabryce. And wow, Sabryce was showing that he really did not lose a beat during this thing. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to this match. I was that shocked that Sabryce is back. But I did catch at the very end, Sabryce hit him with that little dual super kick combination of his. That's what got him the victory. And then he quickly ran to the back, and while Gavin Watkins is wondering what the fuck, there's a little music coming from the background. He turns and look, and Cameron Rose lays out Gavin Watkins from behind, drops him with that Northern Light suplex, and wow, I think the mob, or at least Cameron anyway, might have found his next target, and this could lead to something in the future. Now, the final match that took place during the whole week, your Platinum Champion, The Voice, having another rematch against Gabriel Pierce. And, well, let's be honest, I don't really know if Gabriel Pierce has ever found his groove again ever since he lost that Platinum title. Because, well, this wasn't a squash match, but to me, it kind of felt like one. I don't think Pierce really got all that much offense. Sure, he was showing resilience, but all it took to take him down was a fearless powerbomb over the back-breaking knees for the victory, and this currently means I still don't think that The Voice has a challenger for WolfMania. One more week of defending, he might actually have that night off. Okay, that's been my recap for this week. WolfMania is in just about a week away game time, so we're going to see what happens on a go-home week. Until then, I see how Jacob Scott saying feel the fire, fear the cold, and most importantly, have a good day.